Friday. And it's nice to see you all in person. You know, for our, I guess this is the first in-person meeting we've had this year. So we'll do another one.
That's why there's me.
I'm gonna say since
Since
COVID, right?
Yeah, since COVID. So great to see you all. I want to start by asking Kurt to say a few logistical things.
Welcome to Veterans Transition Center. We do have a Wi-Fi password that's on the table right up there if you need that. There is a door right back here if you need to step out for phone calls. The bathrooms, if you're coming in the front entrance where the mural is, the men's room is on your left. The women's is down the hallway past the little display if you need that. So after this, I'll be very happy to give you a little historical tour, more so about Fort Ord than about VTC. And for anyone who would like, I'll take you down to Lake Fetter Village after this too. That's our new permanent supportive housing. Just over the hill here, it's about a $50 million project, and it's 100% occupied with 70 people in it right now.
Okay, thank you, Kurt, for your hospitality this morning. All right, let's get started. We'll start with public comment. We'll limit the comments to 2 minutes each. Does anybody have anything they would like to say?
Is it too late for public comment?
Or would you like to make an introduction? I forgot that part. Sorry. Anyone?
Yeah, I'll go.
Go ahead, guys.
Thank you. So let me readjust here how I can do it. Apologies. Let's see if I can get in there. Okay. Tough being both actor and director. Wes Weiss, Salinas Monterey County Homeless Union co-president. Just kind of disappointed, I guess, in the way things are going. The Leave Me Home plan is not being fulfilled. In fact, every jurisdiction works against it, and you even have a position paper against sweeps. Yet you continue to be complacent. This whole board, the leadership council, everyone getting money in contracts is complicit in these kind of crimes because they're United States citizens. If someone was to go to jail, they would get their property back upon release. Yet people are being swept every day, being told they got to go to UP tracks. We seem to be doing nothing about it. COVID, when we had shelter in place, we were actually doing our job. Porta potties, dumpsters. People need running water and electricity, showers, laundry, access, and a residence, okay, an address. Where can people be? What level of standard can we make as a policy to enforce that? Because we're not doing our job. We're like an abusive family. The dad is beating everybody up, and the mom is just like, well, better you than me, and it's not right. The jurisdictions and the service providers, you're all allowing crime to happen on a daily basis because they're too poor to afford rent. They ain't got a lease, so therefore they're not citizens, and it's not right. I mean, this is redlining. This is appropriation, wealth inequality, and redistribution of wealth from the poorest to the richest. And those are really the ones allowed to remain. You wonder why more people are becoming homeless because they can't afford the rent, yet all the prices keep going up and we're not supporting people as they fall out. We want to thrust them into the littlest, tiniest bit. People are getting knocked off of RVs along Railroad Avenue and Pop Road just because the two people say so who are owners. The mission across the street wants to get rid of the folks that she serves as well as the adjacent farm. So now I'm checking out the sheriff's logs and environmental health who said there are no homeless issues, although she said she called over 100 times. So, once there's fact, what are we doing, man? What kind of decisions are we making? Oh, the owner said so, so therefore I'm going to back it. Where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Don't need it because they're poor, they're homeless, who cares?
Thank you. Any other comments?
I did have Tim Heaven. Nice to see everyone. I just want to say that I started the new work with the Senior Network Services, so we're bringing services from Santa Cruz County over to Monterey and San Diego County. So I know at least everyone is basically just enhanced care management services that we're going to be offering to seniors.
Is it your new company?
Yeah. So I just want to share this with everybody.
As I said in my email this morning, congratulations on your new position. Okay, are there any other comments while he's passing those out?
well, I had one other thing. I do want to just mention that, you know, I've been co-chair of the Monterey Evaluations Committee now for almost a year. I just want to point out the fact that I've seen many grievances come in response to the grievances, and I have not seen one response in favor of the client. And, you know, ever. The grievances are never, the response is never in favor of the client. And that just seems a little concerning to me. I just think that we could probably try to work on that.
Well, I can tell you, I've had them that are in favor of the client, so I don't know about everyone else, but I'll just speak for myself. All right, any other comments?
I just want to say it's nice to see everybody in person, and thank you, Katrina, for hosting this meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you. All right, anything else? There's food over there, you guys know that.
And then there's that sign-in sheet, if we could just like circulate it throughout the room, it's to the left of you, Greg. You just pass it on.
Yeah, sorry, I was hoarding. Okay, let's go to my comments. I'm gonna share a little story this morning for my comments, kind of a sweet little story. So we have about 45 permanent supportive housing units that we operate in Marina. And when we found out about the pause in SNAP, we were concerned because many of those people really depend on SNAP for their food. So we mobilized and started looking for other sources of food, and Anthony, my property manager, happened to talk to Victory Mission and Frank over there. And Frank said, yeah, we have some food. And they made arrangements to transport it over to our facility, I think 2 days ago, I think it was. I came out of my office after finishing the meeting, and there must have been 20 big boxes of food on the conference room table. And this was really good food too. You know, I wanted to have a barbecue immediately. And so our people got on the phone, called all the tenants. They came by, cycled through, picked up their food. They were just absolutely joyful and thrilled. And it was so touching and heartwarming. And Frank, thank you. I wanted you to know
Thank God.
what a difference that made and what an impact that you and Victory Mission had.
Thank you.
So very
Thank you all
hard.
for Thanksgiving too, man.
Yeah.
Turkeys.
Yeah, we'll take you up on that too.
Thank you.
All right, so that was a good story. All right, let's go to are there any additions or modifications to the agenda? Okay. Are there member updates? Anything you'd like to share? What's going on in your world?
I don't share.
Oh,
You know I'll always share. Don't give me, I have 2 minutes, right? Okay.
I'm timing you.
So, I work for Monterey County Office of Education. I'm director there of program integrations, and we are having a big event at this, I call it Steinbeck Center, it's called One Main Street now. And it is bringing all of our community school grantees, which are 7 school districts who have received a lot of money from the state to become community hubs for their school districts and individual schools, and community partners together, because part of being a community school is partnering with the community to bring in resources for our students and our families. And so we are putting on our symposium with our 7 districts and community partners on Tuesday. And so I hope if you have any services that pertain to families or schools, I hope you did receive the invitation. If not, you can let me know and I'll sneak you in because I'm paying for it. So, but we're really excited. So far we have 250 registered to come.
Wow.
And but we can always use, and it's just good for you guys to know what we're doing in the schools because it does pertain to all of the work you do, because we work with families, right? And so anyway, that's good news. And let's see, yeah, that's the biggest news we have coming up so far. So that's
Great.
Tuesday at 1 Main Street. Let me know if you want to come. If you didn't get the invite, and I'll make sure you can come and just listen to all of the districts and the wonderful things they're doing and what they need in order to become hubs for services for their families.
Sounds like a great event.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Greg, can I tag on to that?
Sure.
Actually, my name's Jacob Schaefer from Meals on Wheels of the Monterey Peninsula, and I wish I could go on Tuesday. I registered, and now I'm going to be out of town. But we have a success story in a partnership with one of the community schools in Seaside. And this started, I don't know, a few months ago. And we provide them 500 frozen meals every week for their students and their families. And those meals have since been spread to 15 different schools within MPUSD. And at Meals on Wheels, we're looking at it as a way to provide services and touch families who were in need, and we certainly didn't know about it. So it's been a big success district-wide, and they're happy and we're happy and the families are happy. So we hope to grow that in the future.
Thank you for being a partner. The seven districts that got this, like lots of money, grants to make this happen are MPUSD, and it's all of their schools in Seaside. And then Salina City, 9 of their schools, Salina City Elementary, Alisal got the grant for all 15 of their schools. Soledad got it for all of their schools. Salinas Union High School District. And then MCOE, we got it for our schools that we have on alternative education sites here. So anyway, that's very exciting. I'm glad you're a partner. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's great to hear these stories of collaboration. And Donna, the reason so many schools got that has something to do with you too.
I have a great job. I get to run the Homeless Children and Youth Services program. I also get to be like the, just the collaborating partner at MCOE for all the community schools and the Connections program. So it's just a beautiful mix of all of that. So I get to serve everybody. Thank you.
And thanks to Meals on Wheels too, for your part in that. We have a conversation we need to have soon, don't we?
We do.
Yeah. I was at the NAMC award ceremony last week, Thursday I think it was, and you guys got an award. I think, was it Christine?
Yeah.
Who got it? Yeah. So congratulations to her for passing that on.
Thank you.
Wanted to share for interim that we have 2 events coming up. We have the Friendsgiving on November 21st at 1 o'clock, and that'll be at Omni. And then on December 19th, we have our winter holiday meal, which is also at 1 o'clock. So everyone's invited. We have meals and lots of people, and then there will be to-go containers also.
And what day was that again?
November 19th, or I'm sorry, December 19th for our winter holiday meal, and November 21st for the Friendsgiving.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Greg, I would, with the government shutdown, and I'm glad it's over, VTC took a 40% hit in our budget. And I wanted to thank Meals on Wheels and Victory Mission because our food pantry went from 1,200 visitors a month to over 2,000 visitors a month due to SNAP being withheld. And thanks to many organizations, but particularly these two, we were able to weather that and serve everyone who needed it. VTC has a record number of residents. We have 166 people under our care right now. And we're just about to open some new ADUs and renovate. We'll have a capacity of 194 units down on Hayes Street. We also accept families and pets, which makes us unusual in the vet community. Most only take the veterans, so we take their support group with them. And again, I'll give tours after this for anyone who would like to learn more about Port Ord or go see our housing. I'll do that right after this meeting.
Great, thank you.
I did have another update. I was part of the City of Salinas Leadership Academy, and as a class, we decided to do this resource fair. It was supposed to be couple days ago, but it rained. It went from like a light mist to atmospheric river overnight, so we rescheduled the event for December 4th, so if any organizations want to still sign up to participate in that, it's gonna be actually right there at the regional soccer complex, right next to, close to the Share Center. So yeah, that'll be December 4th. I sent emails out to a lot of people. I'll resend it if anyone's interested.
Thank you.
It'll be from 12 to 3.
12 to 3, got it. What else?
HFC on November 25th is going to be hosting a drive-through food distribution day. So we're going to have the food bank drop off about 150 to 200 different preset packages of food for folks to kind of help them through the Thanksgiving season. We're hoping that we can do this also in December. But folks, we'll have a flyer that I'm going to send out. I just got it approved by the food bank this morning, so happy that I could share it. But folks will be able to be in their cars, and we literally will put it in their trunk and they can drive away. So rain or shine, they could just be in their car, we'll put it in their drive away. If folks don't have cars, we let families, it could be 2, 3 families in a car. And we just ask how many people in the family and put food in there according to their family size. So that will be on November 25th. We usually do that from 9 to 11 in the morning. So when the flyer goes out, distribute it to everybody. We do have secretly an hour beforehand that we try to have food set aside for some of our families that are at HRC. And then there's always an abundant amount of food left over, and that will be the rest of the year.
So you're your own food bank over there.
We're trying to figure out any way to kind of help fill the gaps, Everything affects people being able to pay their rent. So now more than ever, they need to have that gap.
Yeah.
And then December 11th, we have our 7 Pops for Housing event. That's going to be at Alvarado Street in Salinas. And so from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., people can come and 20% of everything that people buy goes to our Landlord Gold Standard program to help us kind of build stronger relationships with landlords and hopefully naturally increase those inventory needs.
Great,
So I think that's,
thank you.
I'm going to be sending out flyers for you.
yes ma'am, for those.
I send it from you.
Yes, I have a Pops for Housing one, I'll send it to you.
Did I miss it, just like my HMIS training?
Sorry about that.
We'll send it out to you.
I want to share, just got the flyer for Wednesday, December 10th, 5 to 7 p.m. annual holiday open house at the Share Center. Food, refreshments, live music, and then they're going to have a time to raise donations for homeless children who stay at the Share Center. They're going to receive a backpack with school supplies, winter clothing, and a gift card with the quality of your brighter. But you can also participate if you'd like to donate anything. Drop-off items could be unwrapped backpacks, gloves, jackets, sweaters, scarves, beanie, socks, school supplies, gift cards, anything for kids and families. So please join us and
Where's the drop off?
at the Share Center. At the Share Center. Yeah.
And then drop off by when?
I can. Okay, so drop application update. At the office, the supervisor level, 168 West Street, 2nd floor, and office of Salinas Mayor Dennis Donahue, City Hall 7 Lincoln. So there's no cutoff date for the drop-offs, but
Probably before Christmas.
yeah, I would imagine before that date, of December 10th. But I'll share the flyer as soon as I get back, and then as I have updates, I'll share with the group.
Nice.
Thank you.
Great. Well, this is festive.
Just a few updates. I've reported in the past that we're getting so close to the One Key project being completed, and I'm back here months later that we're getting very close. Construction projects, there are just too many twists, too many delays. If it's not PG&E, it's city water connection, rise of costs, everything just goes up. This project, we've had to identify $1.5 million and secure that. And once that happens, then you have to find operational monies, furnishings and all that. But we're getting a lot closer. The Board of Supervisors approved the water connection fee. And we're working now with the contractor and the city to make that happen. So we're getting super close, and it's going to provide permanent supportive housing through the Home Key project. It's a small project, 11 units, and next to it are the 5 existing HEAP units that we got awarded back 5 years ago or so. But at any rate, that's that quick update. The Board of Supervisors also approved the shelter expansion that's being operated by Community Home Solutions. It's going to expand it by additional 12. And we wanted more because we have more, we can do a little bit more. But because of the size of the bathrooms, the number of stalls, the number of showers, fire code is, you could do only 12 more. So we're going through that process right now, working with Community Home Solutions. So we're happy for that, and there's a big need, especially with cold coming up and the water. They've been at full capacity for, it's just really for a while. It's just, it's a big demand, especially given that the riverbed has been cleaned up and has been maintained, cleaned up. So we want to continue to assist our homeless community into shelter and other housing options. And just hearing everyone's doing a really good job. You know, many times we focus on the negativity, on what doesn't happen and why does this and that, but I can guarantee you there's 99% of good things that happen, and thanks for everyone.
Thank you for those comments. And we're all rooting for you to finish construction. Yes, please.
I'm Interfaith Outreach of Carmel. We have something a little different. It's different than all that's been reported today. We have our gratitude celebration this Sunday at the Carmel Mission, and it's at 3 o'clock, and it's basically just for people to come and think about how grateful they are and hear songs and maybe a couple of talks. We have 3 talks with some of the agencies from this organization.
And that's Carmel Mission Sunday, what time?
At 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yes, it only lasts an hour, and then there's a reception afterwards.
Great, thank you. All right, wonderful comments this morning. Others?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'm getting a lot of families living in their cars right now, you guys, a lot. And, sorry, right? It just calls and calls, and I'm just wondering, we don't do hotel stays anymore because my air and rescue plan money ran out. Does anybody do hotel stays? Not yet? Are we ever gonna do hotel stays? Maybe. Well, if any of you get a lead on anything, I sure could use a little, yeah, because it's pretty alarming. I'm pretty surprised. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do the best we can.
Hard to see people who are.
Super hard.
hard,
Yeah, yeah. This is with the kiddos.
Yeah.
Real quick, this is Rosa, she's my coworker. So I just want to introduce her, and then she's really good with the Hispanic populations, also I think you speak a little bit Turkey too, right? Which is helpful, right?
I'm familiar with my population. It's ag workers, young workers, and also in South County, so I culturally competent, the community. I've been around Zapoteco, so I build trust and I engage with the community. And since I started working as senior labor services, I have a lot more understanding in the basic needs and the services that we can support it with. And I have a large caseload from South County, which includes from Gonzales, Chula Gonzales, all the way to Lake City. There's a lot of need for, the number one thing that they always ask me for is food resources, transportation, and a lot of these community members, they're not able to read or write, so they need a lot of assistance filling out like paperwork, applying for services, and because they don't know their culture is different, and they're trying to adapt, so for them it's very hard to open up. But I have to build trust and do a community outreach. And before, when I was at CSUMB, I graduated from CSUMB, and I did studies on those populations and how we can best serve them, because they lack a lot of resources. They're just kind of like out there on themselves. Even though there's resources, but they don't know how to access them, or they feel intimidated, especially with these times going on. They just kind of stay quiet and out there. So we need to connect with them and build trust and support them on what they need. And like I said, the number one thing is food resources and transportation, because they don't know how to read, how to write, how to navigate the system for anything. And yeah, so our office in Salinas, my office in Salinas, and then Tim is going to be collaborating with me, and Monterey County, because so far I was like the only one in Monterey County. And our office headquarters is in Soquel, and we have expanded to other counties like San Benito County, Madera, and also East Bay that way, but we're here. Em and I are here in Monterey County, San Francisco County, and San Benito County.
All right, well,
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, any others? Yes, please.
Yeah, I'd just like to introduce myself to those of you who have not met or worked with already. I'm Cindy Georger. I work with Roxanne on homelessness strategies and initiatives in the county. And so I'm mainly supporting her on some strategic planning around the CalAIM opportunity, so leveraging that opportunity, which we hope will continue. And then on an initiative to reduce incarcerated persons with serious mental illness and substance use disorders. And I am also now getting involved in helping her to take some initial steps to establish, we hope, a safe parking program for Pajaro residents on the request of Supervisor Church. And, I do attend some of these meetings, and I know some of you, and it's really a pleasure. She told me to come and meet folks in person, and it's nice to do that.
Great to have you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. All right, any others? We got one more from
Excellent. Westwide also moonlight as a new nonprofit called Helping You Get Support, or HUGS. And we're going to have an event on January 17, 2026, which is the Saturday before Martin Luther King Jr. Day, all day at the Steinbeck Center, not just women, but the Steinbeck Museum is there. It's actually, Steinbeck is a rather good role model. We'll have the National Union on Homeless, which is part of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. So I'll have some folks coming from New York and Pennsylvania and Georgia, and as well as we have 30 local chapters that probably at least half of them will come. And it ought to be very educational. I know we don't have a Leave Me Home Summit coming up this year, and the housing summit that Salinas had was kind of disappointing. And I think you'll be hopefully intrigued. In fact, the Homeless Union is the inspiration for the position paper on sweeps, because we came Sacramento, Santa Cruz, and Salinas. Convince you, or maybe you are already convinced, and it was just easier to do it. But now that you said it, you got to make it real. So hopefully we can come together on January 17th, all day.
Thank you, Brad. All right, anyone back here, out there, any others? You guys are pretty talkative today, that's great. Okay, we'll move on then. Speak of the devil, huh?
Busted.
I try to be quiet.
All right, so update on the solution set. And And the solution set, just as a reminder, is all about a response to the encampment sweeps. And, you know, what we're trying to do together as a coalition to enhance our responsiveness, the speed of that, the effectiveness, and the whole end-to-end process from encampment to emergency housing, temporary housing, permanent housing. You know, that is the end goal here. So we've skinnied down the working groups to the working group leaders. Everyone who's a leader, raise your hand, please. Okay, so you can see them all around the room. We have been meeting as a group, going through a review of the 5 modules that compose the solution set. That's going well. We have one more meeting today. I think we're going to be finished with our review today. We've got a little bit of adjustment and scrubbing to do based on the review comments. And that shouldn't take us too long. We're going to then put it all into a common format and a repository, I suppose would be the right word, of all the different assets that have been created by these hardworking groups. And it's coming along, and you know, we think it's going to make a difference. There are things that we have learned along the way about assets that we're not able to provide others with the purse strings, I suppose, could perhaps do that. So we'll be delivering those messages to them. So that's where we are. Any questions on that? And I really want to thank the people in the group who've been working hard on this. They're hanging in there. They're doing a great job. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let's see. That takes us to updates.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. So, we are at the brink of the 2026 Unsheltered point in time count. So, we've been meeting with Access Support Network and Applied Survey Research. ESR every year for the past how many years? It's messed me up. I just have to say the whole name. We have been meeting with them regularly. We just started doing our San Benito County touchdowns and moving that along. Everyone should be seeing the volunteer list circulating. We need everybody to participate. So we'll probably start looking before maybe the second week of January to see where we're at and then start connecting with organizations who haven't signed up. This impacts everybody for the next 2 years. So we want to make sure we're getting accurate counts, that we are all a part of building this out. We are bringing our survey to the Monitoring and Evaluations Committee to start reviewing and giving input on, because the baseline data standards, that they're kind of changing right now. And the questions we were asking about, California fires or COVID, it may not still be applicable. So we'll be bringing that to Monitoring and Evaluations. Thank you for those that are here for taking that on and off my plate. Does anybody have any questions about the unsheltered point in time count? We're all familiar with it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. Guess what, everybody? At 5:13 last night, the 2025 HUD NOFO dropped. So here we go. And it's due on January 14th. I have not started reading it because it came out and I said, absolutely not right now. And I have Marina and Nicole on it, and they will be combing through it for the rest of the day. So that's our #1 priority right as of now, because there have been significant changes to what the government is looking at us for. Nicole, do you have any other?
We will be starting our data pools. We'll be doing those next Friday. So that email will be going out later today from Marina to just let you all know. We'll be pulling APRs for those projects that have at least 12 months of data to be able to be pulled and that are getting renewed. So clean up time if you need to do it. It will be attaching how to run the APR and then like some simple like data cleanup type workflows. If you need anything, please put in a case ticket for Oliver so we don't flood his inbox, but we flood the case ticket system, which is better. So please, yeah, just be aware that that's going to be happening, and then we'll probably send out something, if not by the end of today, by Monday, with the expected changes that you can all see, and kind of the big major things that will have to be changed within our policy. But we'll be moving very quickly. If you are on the Leadership Council, you can expect to see something from us soon, because we need to approve our policies and procedures and still have a local competition and all the things. So if you're not going to apply and you'd like to be part of the rank and review, please let us know, because we're going to be needing to do that very quickly.
And on a base review of it, Marina had let me know that it really looks like our white HTP programs are going to have to compete this year. This was not something that they had to do in previous years, and that our Tier 1 has decreased to about 30%. So it was previously what? About 90?
It's about 70 now.
Oh, 70, yeah, decreased by 30% for 70%. So the number of like renewals going into Tier 1 is gonna be limited. So it's a highly competitive competition this year with a very, very short turnaround period. Go ahead.
Tier 1 is usually like 5%. So we're talking about a significant change in how much is guaranteed by the federal government. Can you guys just high level, although I know you still have your deep analysis, but there's been a lot of narrative going around at a high level. What do you expect to see once you do your analysis as far as changes go?
When I was looking through some of our data, I'm kind of nervous about our system performance measures because they're really strict right now, and I have to get with Oliver on that, but I'm thinking I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it, for sure.
Some of the things that I've heard is clearly DEI, so historically
Yeah.
for the past 10 years, it's all been about DEI, it's all been about housing first, and it appears like that has possibly changed this NOFO?
Yes, absolutely. So looking at all the work that everyone has, thank you for that, everyone has been doing over the past 10 years, and specifically our white HTP programs, which was about
5.7 million.
5.7 million, is strictly, specifically DEI focused. So looking as to how we're going to shift that and still stay open, I don't know. We'll be working with our organizations on how we can look at those grants and those contracts and what adjustments we can make with, and still staying human and humane to our mission and the populations that we serve.
We're expecting a decrease in permanent housing and an increase on transitional housing, so going kind of back to transitional, which is why they're capping Tier 1 at the rate that it is this time, to allow transitional housing programs that have a recovery focus, a recovery and a service requirement focus, like you have to accept services, you have to be sober, and you will, and a less of a housing first model. So that is something we're also expecting, and we haven't done a deep dive yet, but yeah, we're expecting a cap on permanent housing, including rapid rehousing, so not just permanent supportive housing, but both permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing projects will be capped at 30% of your total award, which we had something like, it's almost like 50% of our award here in our community.
I think we said 63%.
Yeah. So we are gonna have to try and figure out how we can fill those gaps, what we can do if there's additional guidance from HUD about transitioning a permanent housing project into a transitional housing project. But that also then affects the people who are living in that program because they're already technically not homeless. So a lot of work has to be done, and we'll be doing our best to try and get whatever guidance we can from HUD and all the things. So
And our partners up and down California that are dealing with this as well, so.
as well as an increased focus on participation with law enforcement. And I don't know what that means, but very much focused on immigration, as we've seen in our most recent contracts with HUD, but needing to enforce or work with immigration officials and other law enforcement officials.
So any reduction in permanent supportive housing will have a direct impact on keeping our clients housed. So at the end of the day, most likely, some clients will no longer be in the program and back to homelessness or transition housing or what other programs. You said about 30% of the funds.
30%, it's capped at 30%.
And is that, for existing programs, we should expect a 30% reduction?
It could be a 30% reduction, or it makes the competition for permanent housing and those permanent housing projects definitely more intense. Because, yeah, it's something like $2 million that we would be short. It may be closer to $3 million. So unfortunately, it just makes that competition more competitive for those projects. Or if you can transition what you're doing into a different type of project type.
At least for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ping pong thing is wild.
It's crazy. HUD was the one that told us to move everything into permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing.
Back in the,
For the past 10 years.
Yeah.
It's just been all about transitioning. Transitional housing was costing a lot of money for not as many outcomes. And the only way to reduce homelessness is to give people permanent housing. So it's really unfortunate that the same government that told us that we had to transfer everything over is now saying we're gonna go back.
Yeah.
so a lot of these organizations that have moved to permanent supportive housing to be competitive, then would have to take some of those and move them back as transitional housing?
If they qualify, so that's something we have to figure out with HUD, because they're technically no longer homeless.
Some places are, you can't, I mean, Anastasia's a housing person, so maybe, but my understanding is some housing sites, you can't have it as transitional, it has to be, things, zoning matters. So I don't know if transitional housing and permanent housing live in the same zoning world, but I think that there may be issues.
Well, a lot of it has to do with deed restrictions to the
Yeah.
land and the property, and if that's the deed restriction on it, and that's how it was created, there's nothing that we can do to change that. But I think the bigger issue is what you're thinking about before is they're not homeless now if they're in their permanent house.
Right.
So how are you gonna shift?
Yeah, then what do you do?
Right.
So now when
I know our permanent supportive housing used to be transitional housing.
Yeah, that's what I was
And now
looking at.
it's probably, contemplating going back at least for some of it, so,
Yeah.
you lower the tide, I guess.
And because it was transitional housing at one time, it wouldn't be, have to look at me looking at it.
I think that would be
I think they'll
more, because I remember when you made that shift,
Mhm.
your organization made that shift, and I think that was a programmatic decision. So maybe at the programmatic level, you still have the units, but you're able to shift.
I think you
I think so, because our deed restriction is broad and allows flexibility.
Well, I thought you guys had filed a deed restriction to change it to permanent supportive. Like, or
I'm not sure.
amended your deed restriction.
Yeah, I don't think we
Yes.
did, I'm not aware of that.
Oh,
I think the deed restriction is still in place and allows us to go either way.
It could be just so that it's affordable at a certain level, so then you're just making sure that it's affordable maybe to 0 to 30%.
And serves a certain population.
And it may not get
But-
into the depths.
But Roxanne, if you know something I don't, please let me know.
During peak, so it was 2017, 18, you guys had to file with HHS for you to get approval to transition your units to permanent supportive housing so you could get that heat money.
I'll check on that, thank you.
I have a question. You spoke about working with law enforcement and immigration. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? I didn't.
So in our most recent contracts that we've received from HUD, it has this very clear sort of clause about working with law enforcement, and you need to check immigration status before you're allowed to give anybody services. If you are, for right now, because it's in a lawsuit, if you are part of like a city or a county, as a nonprofit, we are exempt currently until that litigation concludes and the judge says what the judge says. But yeah, if anybody does not have legal documentation or then unfortunately we can't serve them with these funds. So it's really trying to find another way. And then I think that also there's like this implication that if ICE or any other law enforcement wants to come to your project and do what they want to do, then you have to comply. So that is kind of the larger implication is if they come, you have to ask about it.
If they're pending, a lot of my friends are pending.
I'm not sure about folks who are pending. We haven't seen any guidance from anybody either about like exactly like what status is safe and which is not, unfortunately, but we can look deeper into it and let everybody know. Yeah, but if you are a nonprofit, you are currently exempt from having to do those things, just, yeah.
All right, back to you, Katrina.
Thanks. Well, we have John here, but I could briefly talk about the Inclement weather response. Actually, I'm going to pump it over to John. Actually, I have
Since we're going that way. So as most of you, if not all, know that inclement weather has started as of November 1st through March 31st. So we already have contacted all the hotels and motels that are participating. The list has been updated, sent to the coalition, it's already on the website. Same thing with participating agencies. Everyone has their packets now with their vouchers. On Monday, I dropped some off in King City, and on Wednesday in Soledad, because there were the two areas that we didn't have any participating agencies. So now we have those as well, and also updated the coalition with that information. And we haven't activated yet. We've been close a couple times, but we've been in constant communication with Sandoval, I believe. There you are, there he is. And I sent an email this morning as well for the weekend, and we're just constantly monitoring to see how we can help. Just keep in mind that their last resort usage per se, if they can stay with a family member or a friend during those times. And shelters, the emergency shelter list, it's also available, and that's our go-to. We have expanded some space at the Share Center. I think they have 10 cots, and then I'm working on getting cots for Victory Mission. I believe up to 30. You said you might be able to have 20, something like that. 20. So I'm working on extra cots for them too. So they'll have expanded capacity, and once that's 10%, I'll share the information with them as well. But any agencies that you know of that might be able to expand capacity, the health department's donated, I believe, 50 cots that we'll be able to use for up to different agencies that have the space, especially during these times that it's very difficult for this population when the weather is 45 degrees below and rainy. So.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Saved my voice a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's okay. Is it too late for an organization to join?
No.
No.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I met with Cal Leeds yesterday, and I'm meeting with another agency called Misty's on Monday. And maybe y'all can correct me or add to it if I'm not 100%, and maybe we're throwing this out, but what I'm looking at is that they have an outreach team and physical agency, address, location, and a person available throughout the week. Why? Because the work doesn't end just because you give them a voucher. It's what services you can provide after, or how can you link them to services, or if there's an encampment sweep and I need your help, do you have people that can go out to help these families along the way? So definitely we would like more agencies to be involved, especially South County and even Peninsula. We have a lot in the Salinas area, North County, but definitely I would love to be able to talk to other agencies that are interested and expand our network.
Very good.
Thank you. It is the 14th, so our Monterey County Gives campaign went live yesterday. I'm sure I hope everyone else has joined that as well. So check it out and donate to all of our organizations, all of them. CHSP's big idea this year was really linked to our solution set, and this is one. It's special for us because we get to, the money that we're trying to raise will go directly into this program and these efforts in supporting those in encampments. Usually we use these funds for operational funds. There's like flexible funding to help support us. In other years we did people with lived experience. And we want to continue to try to raise these funds to get out there and see how we can support our outreach teams and those impacted by encampment sweeps. So we're really excited about that. Check it out. We hope everybody else donates. Last year was our biggest donation campaign. I think we got about like 20,000. My first year in 2014, we got like $500. So that's a huge jump for us. Every year we try to go a little bigger, and if we are able to raise that type of funding for encampment sweeps, we would be really excited to do that. But we are in person today, and I want to introduce my staff. I think I have everybody here. Our newest staff member is Andrew. Andrew is our CRC management analyst, and he's taking things on like the inclement weather plan, our encampment solution set, our governance charter, leave me home plan update, and reporting. So a lot of things that we can see.
I'm only my second week.
Wait till you have a month.
Yeah, just start.
So, because these are like seasonal things that isn't happening all year round. So yes, it is a lot right now, but we're so excited to have him on board. To the right of him, we have Oliver. So he's the man right now who is granting and revoking HMIS licenses. And it's your main support. We have just updated the federal government has just updated HMIS data standards, so he's working with all of you guys and your users on those changes and how we're implementing them across the community. We are going into our annual sheltered and unsheltered housing inventory and point-in-time count. So that is also your man. If you guys have programs that house folks, we need that information on your inventory count and the people in those beds on that night. So get it to your team, let them know that this is important information for us to get. It's just one night, January 29th. That's the day of the count. So want to make sure that he doesn't have to wait months to get documentation for one night. All right. Who else is here? We have Denise is here. Denise. Denise is our charge manager, and she leads coordinated entry. She's currently working on our overhaul with coordinated entry and updating our new assessment tool for our general population. Because of the changes with the federal government, we had to start moving back, looking at what our changes were and change those to make sure that we stay in line with equity and inclusion and not including those things. Right. Crazy. Yes. And we have Abrina. Abrina is our COC program manager, and her number one priority currently, right now, is our 2025 NOFO that's due in like, I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. So that is going to be her main focus on top of our HAP disbursements and program monitoring and reporting. So she is your gal on that. And then we have our Nicole, Deputy Director here, who is going to be out soon, before our NOFO is submitted.
Good timing.
Checks out.
So she's going to be working really hard to make sure that all of us have our stuff together when it comes to our NOFO, and that all of our organizations are supported with technical assistance, and that we're well prepared into submitting yet another competitive application on behalf of our community. Our last award was about 8.3 million for the community, and we want to make sure that we keep those funds here for the people that we serve and our staff members and our organizations. We want to keep this hard work going. So we are a small but mighty team with a lot of work to do on a daily basis. So we apologize if we did not get that call back at 3:30 yesterday, or we're a little behind on emails. There's a lot of work going on that is fast moving and super high priority, and not that you guys are not. So keep getting at it and reach out to us. Don't give up hope. Don't give up on us if we're not as responsive. If you don't have our personal stuff, get with me after this meeting. It will not be publicized. But that is all of our updates right now. We hope to have some really good news to you guys within the next couple months of how we can possibly support other programs in our community. So keep an eye out on that. And, the LOI, did you want to give a little update on the LOI?
We had 2 applicants for the LOI for the Low Barrier Navigation Center in partnership with the city and the county. We will be meeting about that today, and we'll be letting folks know at least by Monday what the decision will be for that Low Barrier Navigation Center. That is a potential with the ERF application that we are still waiting for the state from, but it'll help bolster that application a lot when you have a provider that's already lined up and ready.
Where is that going to be located?
In Salinas, at the El Rey.
At the El Rey?
Right?
Wow.
Right, I got that right.
She's takes around.
That would be like the theater.
The old key.
Wait, sorry. I apologize. What are we talking about? The MOU?
The
LOI. Okay, so do you guys want me to do a quick?
Yeah, cool. We just did a briefing, but you go for it.
I am so sorry.
Oh, please do. You're fine.
So, you guys may or may not know that that when I first moved from the coalition to the county, I focused a lot on rural parts of the county. So we have a project in King City, a project in Soledad, and a project in Watsonville in partnership with Santa Cruz County. And now I'm pivoting a lot of my attention to Salinas. So Salinas has an asset. It is the El Rey Motel, and it's been sitting empty for quite some time. And I had proposed that the county pursue a grant in partnership with the city of Salinas, and we would be serving, for this particular grant, all of the people experiencing homelessness along the Davis Street corridor. So when you first come into Salinas, there's the AAA Encampment, there's Vallarta, there's Baranda, there's Market Street Bridge. There's a lot of people experiencing homelessness. They're really hidden, but they're there. And because it does border the county and city's jurisdiction, it's kind of like a clean entryway into that. We're also hoping to submit another grant application to help the city with getting Work Street operationalized, but that one's really, really complicated. So that one may or may not go, but we are asking for permission from our board to apply for both. The El Rey would be a low barrier navigation center, and that's what we have the LOI out for, is we're looking for an operator to help us with that. It is not easy. First of all, many of you guys know me, I'm not an easy person to work with. I'm funny, but I'm not easy. So I do expect outcomes. For any organization that did submit, I am expecting outcomes. For context, in Soledad, we have 40 people that we're serving, and we are now down to, I think, 18 people, and people have been housed or put into other programs, and that's what I'm looking for. I want actual services and very little excuses on why we couldn't get them connected to somewhere. So, sorry, just put it out there. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so it's not a guarantee if we're gonna get funded. The county already received $20 million for this funding stream, 3 different awards. So the only thing that I can say is that we have outcomes, and hopefully the state will recognize that and award us again. But yeah, good luck to those who had submitted their letters of interest, and hopefully you'll hear from the coalition soon. The coalition is a partner, so it's Salinas, the county, and the coalition.
Do you guys still own the Sanborn?
I'm sorry?
The Sanborn Inn? Wasn't that part of a?
There's 3 home keys that the city of Salinas has.
Oh, that was the city.
I think the Sanborn, if I'm correct, that's the one that we absolutely have no connections with.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
know who owns it now. It's been turned over a couple of times from what I can tell.
Oh, okay.
The Fairview Inn is hopefully going to open soon, and I want to be careful not to speak on behalf of the city, but we are hoping the Fairview gets back online within the next 30 to 60 days.
Okay. Is that home?
That's one of the ones near, it's over on
I know where that.
the industrial part of Salinas. Work Street is the big one. That's the first one that the coalition, and I mean, when I say the coalition, I don't mean the agency, I mean the network, really pulled together to make it a go. All of the organizations that were receiving homeless set-aside vouchers had unanimously voted to sacrifice vouchers so that that project could be very competitive. And we were one of the first, not we, but our bigger community was one of the first home keys in the state of California. And that one's 101 units on Work Street, and unfortunately, that one is a beast, especially because there's no vouchers now. It's been several years, so there's no vouchers to support it, and HUD COC money is not going to be a fail-safe, since you can't really, I don't think anybody that is interested in competing against existing organizations to take away their subsidies right now. So it's 101 units. That's a lot of units. I think high level in my head, we're looking at $200,000 a month to operate it. It's huge. And there's just not enough money, but we're trying.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we know can we say what organizations have applied for the?
I can't.
Okay.
But I took this opportunity to let them know what I'm looking for.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for being here in person.
Nice.
Grab some goodies on your way out. I'll ask the board members to stay.